During our class videos, you may hear our poets and playwrights use terms that are new to you. We have created a list of key terms and definitions that you can refer to at any point during our video lectures. This list is available on the Videos and Readings class page, where you can read it or download it as a PDF. If you would like to find and review these terms while you watch each class video, you can stop this video, go back to the Videos and Readings class page, and download the PDF. There you can play this video and each of the following class videos. If you have any questions about these terms, we encourage you to ask your teaching team in the weekly class discussions.
Welcome back to Block C. This is week 6, our final week of classes, and the theme today is activating identities, a continuation from last week, which includes movement, crisis, conflict, forcing reexaminations of identity. And the craft topics include refinement and revision, and of course, resolution and endings, since that's where we are this week. And this includes the refining the relationship between the voices and structures and settings we set up at the beginning of our work, and continuing whatever voice that was we set up in week 1, when we started to establish what is the voice of this piece and who are the voices speaking. This brings us to thinking about how do we bridge and connect that to our endings. What has the journey of this voice been? What's the journey of these characters, or what is the journey of this theme? Where do we land at the end? And sometimes we have a plan for our endings, and it doesn't work out. We're hijacked by the poem or the play, or we're hijacked by the character that who wants to do something different. One example of that is in Euripides' play, Iphigenia at Aulis. No one really knows if Euripides intended for Agamemnon's sacrifice of his daughter to come to completion, or whether truly the gods came in and whisked her away and saved her. And if I were to produce that today, I would have to ask myself, what's the more appropriate ending for that piece? Could I give it a context in today's social justice and find what would be the right representation of that ending of this character's journey and change?
Which has to do with remaining vigilant about where your materials seem to be taking you. I'm thinking of how Chekhov advised us to remember that if you put a gun on the mantelpiece in the first act, it's going to have to go off by the third act. But the question is, where and how it's going to go off. We may have ideas that it's supposed to go off here, but remaining alert may lead us to a darker, deeper, and ultimately truer sense of where that gun might go off.
Yes. And just as Lorca introduces that knife and gives us the idea that knife is going to have more meaning by the end of the play, the meaning for that knife will build and build throughout that play. And
so it seems to me that when I'm writing a poem, from that tone that has been generated at or discovered at the start of the poem, and I'm gathering my materials and I'm hoping it's coming to some kind of fruition, and I'm trying to remain alert to it, I'm also thinking of that wonderful piece of advice that the poet Robert Hask has given, which is that if the poem ends with a statement, reverse the terms of that statement. Which is to say, as you near the end of a poem or a play, this is a moment to interrogate anew all of your assumptions about what you have written thus far and what you think it might add up to. That's a way of remaining watchful.
For sure, and also remaining in the present moment, socially and politically, and in our communities.
Exactly.
To really notice what we need at this moment.
Yeah. Onward.